Hey guys, Elite Eclipse here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock tutorial video. In this one, we're going to be looking at creeper farms. And this decently sized one behind me here, I have a trident killer down here, so with a looting 3 sword, it gives me about 4 to 5 stacks an hour. So that's pretty good, and this one's not especially large, it's like 17 by 17 and it's like only 5 layers. And these things are infinitely expandable, so you can make this as tall as you want, and you can make it as long and as wide as you want. Just as long as you can load the whole thing at one time, otherwise it's just wasted space. So to show you how this works, I will build one layer because every layer is the same. So then if you want to build multiple layers, you just have to make sure that there's a 2-block space between them for this to work properly. So let's get started. First off, you need to determine where you want to build it at. I would recommend building it way up in the sky so that way you don't load mobs down below. And if there are mobs already like spawned down below, you can just like quickly switch to peaceful mode and then back out of peaceful mode, and that will despawn all the mobs down there and make it fine. You don't have to turn on cheats to do that, so it won't like deactivate achievements or anything. You can just do it anyway and it'll work just fine. So to do this, you want a 3-block space. So you want to build a 5-block area with a 3-block space in the center, like so. And then this will be 1 square, and so that one over there is 4 squares long. So if we go like this, that's 3, so this will be 4, and then we can go all the way over here, and this will be 1 strip. This is 1 strip of what's over here. So if you look over here, you see there's 4 3x3 block spaces in each direction. So after you build that entire first layer of blocks, it'll look something like this. Then what you want to do is go around and every other block place a button. This will ensure that spiders don't spawn because they need 2 blocks of space to spawn. So if you go around the entire thing and make sure that there's no 2-block spaces left, so just 1 button in every other spot, that'll ensure that spiders cannot spawn, and only creepers. So when you finish that, it'll look something like this. After this, you'll want to go around and place buttons on every outside block there is. So all of these blocks here along the outside here, and then also along the inside here. So each one will look like this. When you're done with that, it'll look something like this. You'll have buttons all the way along the outside, and then you'll have buttons on every single block on the inside. And what this does is when creepers spawn up here, they think that the buttons are a full block, so they try and walk on them, but then they just fall straight through down. So the next thing we want to do is build up 3 and then take out these 2, so that way there's a space here, and then we have to recreate this exact same shape directly above you. And then you'll go through on every block, you'll need a trapdoor on it like this, because creepers are just small enough where they can spawn underneath trapdoors, but zombies and skeletons aren't. They can only spawn under 2-block spaces. So doing this makes sure that they can't spawn, so only creepers can spawn. So with the combination of the trapdoors, so zombies and skeletons can't spawn, and the buttons, so spiders can't spawn, the only thing left is creepers. So they can spawn up here, and then they'll walk off and they'll fall down. And when you're done with that, it'll look like this. Now at this point, you can either place the buttons up here and make this another layer, or you can fill in this whole thing to make it a roof. And if it's your top layer, you'll probably want to make it a roof. Without a roof, they'll only spawn during the nighttime. But if you put a roof above it like this, then they can also spawn during the nighttime, or during the daytime. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna put a roof on it now, and I don't know exactly how far out the roof has to go in order for it to make the bottom completely dark, but that one behind me right there, I made that about 16 blocks outwards, and then it stopped changing the shadows on it. So I then just decided that it was fully dark, and it works really well. And this is what it'll look like with the roof on. Now, at this point, you can either put torches up here or half slabs, so that way the mobs do not spawn up here, hurting the efficiency of your creeper farm. So for me, I'm just gonna run across here and spam a bunch of torches, so that way nothing spawns up here. I would, in survival, I would probably put slabs up here so that way the pillager patrols cannot spawn up here. Because even though there's torches up here, the pillager patrols can still spawn up here for some reason. I don't know why they can literally spawn like anywhere, but it's kind of annoying. So I'd probably put half slabs up here. And then using the collection system, if you put half slabs, it also works as a fish and squid farm. So if you don't want that, you will probably want to put torches up here. But if you want squid and fish as well, and drowns actually, it'll spawn drowns too, I guess. Actually, I think it might spawn drowns anyway because of the water. I'm not completely sure. But if you don't want it to be a fish or squid farm, I'd suggest putting this up here, but it doesn't hurt the efficiency at all of the creepers for there to be fish and squid spawning down there because they're a completely different mob cap. So now what we want to do is make a collection system. Now, there are multiple different collection systems that you can use. The one over here that I have is a water one, where they fall into the water and get pushed down here into a trident killer that I have. And you could push them down onto like magma blocks or anything down here that would kill them and collect their stuff in like a hopper minecart, which would be fine. Or alternatively, you can put just a layer of magma blocks down here, so when they fall down, they'll die on the magma, then you can have a hopper minecart run under that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to make one of those water ones. So when making one of these, I would suggest going down quite a few blocks, so that way you completely clear this and they don't like hit their heads on it or anything and get stuck. And then I would suggest going out 2 blocks from the side, and so this will then be the wall, and you want to go all the way across to this side. So I'll bring this down to the same height and bring you out 2 on each side like this, and then I'll make it into a square. When you do that, it'll look like this. Next you want to go down and then bring this all the way across, and you'll want this to go out 8 blocks like this. So you want it to come out 8 in every different direction. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all of this will be filled in, and this will be filled in, and it'll go like this all the way around. When you're done with that, it'll look something like this, with a 3x3 wide hole in the middle. But in order for the trident killer to work, it has to be a 2x2 wide hole. So the way that I fixed this over there is I brought this down and I brought this down over like this, and you have to break out these blocks here, so when the water comes down it'll flow over here. So when you do this, you do have to place signs here so that way the water here doesn't pour into there. And with this you can just go around and place your water in all of these blocks here. And without these squares here, the water will merge and make the whole thing an infinite water source, so make sure that those squares are there. And when you put all the water in, it'll flow down and look like this. Now a slight problem we have at this point is that the creepers can fall off the corner here and end up landing on this block. So in order for us to fix that, we place this over here like this, and we break this one. Oh, there needs to be a block under there. And we place water here. Now, if they fall down onto this block, they'll get pushed down here like that. Then it'll look like this. Then on top of these blocks, you have to put half slabs. Otherwise, mobs will spawn down here, which will give you drops other than gunpowder and ruin the efficiency of your farm. Less creepers will spawn. And down here, you can't place torches unless it's like really far away from this platform here. Otherwise, the light here will shine up there, causing creepers to not spawn up there. So when you're done with that, it looks like this. Then down here, you can place a tube for them to fall down, like so. And they can fall down into a trident killer or on top of magma blocks, anything. And it will work just fine. So I'm gonna get glass to make one of these walls out of glass. And I'm gonna place magma blocks down here, just for the moment, so that way we can see them die, like so. And then I'll place glass over here. That's basically the creeper farm done. I'll turn it into hard mode, and we'll watch it go. And we need to make sure that we're 25 blocks away from here. So here we're -2. That means we need to go to 23 in order to be 25 blocks away from it. Now creepers can spawn on that platform. They probably won't spawn very often, and it probably won't be very efficient with this one, because this is only one layer and it's pretty small, so there's not much space for them to spawn, so it's kind of unlikely for them to spawn. But they can spawn, and they will, so I'll just wait here for a bit and we'll see if we can get one. And there you go, you can see right there a creeper spawned. That actually wasn't that long, that was about 30 seconds. So now, if we wait a little bit, he will end up walking off the edge eventually and fall down into the water. Like that. Perfect. He'll float down and end up falling down into that tube right there, where we can then come down here and watch him die on top of these magma blocks. And that's going to be it for this video. Real quickly though, this build was inspired by FoxyNoTail. He's a YouTuber who does Minecraft Bedrock stuff, and he built a mob farm like this, except without the buttons and the trapdoors, and it spawned like every mob, which is cool. I actually build one of those on like my own survival world that I've played on, and it works really well. So I thought, why not just add some buttons here to stop spiders and trapdoors to stop zombies and skeletons, and it spawns creepers only. So it works just fine. So if you want a creeper only farm, this works super well, and that's really weird because it's glass but you can't see through it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you really enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!